Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Indeed. Welcome. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. It's Pat Unleashed on Twitter, Instagram. You go to youtube.com/Pat Gray and you can find all our content there. And then click on that bell so that you're alerted when new content appears. Just that easy. And rate and review if you would. It'd be great because that helps others find the show, and we really appreciate that. It's another day, another politician refusing to call out evil, like Representative Katie Porter yesterday. Here she is. Okay. This is... you
want to play? You want to start
cut
with...
Cut 4. Yeah, let's start with cut 4.
All right, sounds good.
Anti-Israel protesters blocking the Brooklyn Bridge burned the American flag and chanted "Death to America." Do you condemn this type of rhetoric?
We've got to get her onto her next event here.
Are you okay with people burning the American flag?
If you'd like to follow up with us.
Are you okay with people chanting "Death to America"?
The answer is yes.
Sorry.
She's fine.
We've got to head into...
Congresswoman Porter, are you okay with people chanting "Death to America"?
So great.
Pretty easy question to answer.
Yeah,
is it okay? Do you not have a problem with it?
Happy to reach out here.
Happy to reach out here.
Have a great day.
That guy. That building was so far away for that kid trying to run interference there.
Yeah.
Like, how far is that building? Oh, okay. Okay, just call and we'll get you on the schedule.
It's amazing how they refuse to answer any questions to to an organization that probably represents, I don't know, half their constituents, maybe? I mean, come on. You can't talk to Fox News. You can't answer a simple question like that. Is it okay to chant "Death to America"? Really? That's too hard a question to answer?
Yeah, I don't know that the Fox News chick was the issue for Katie Porter. It was that question.
Yeah,
it's so tough.
She's fine with it. Yeah.
Death to America. You can't. That's where we're at. Cool.
Sadly, that is where we are. Geez, these people, how did they get elected to represent us? It's really hard to believe the situation we put ourselves in here, isn't it? I mean, when you're in this situation, you look around and you think, all right, well, if we have people this bad, that must mean something about us. It's not a good sign at all. And at the very tippy top of our government, we have the genius Joe Robinette Biden, who was talking about Israel yesterday and how he's reining them in. He's doing such a great job with that. Here he is. This is cut 5.
And I made it clear to Israelis, don't move on Haifa.
Oh.
It's just not...
Were they going to?
Anyway, I just...
Look
at what we did recently when Israel was attacked. And I made it clear to Israelis, don't move on Haifa.
Yeah, pause it. It's interesting that they were considering moving on their own city. That's weird, I think. And I wouldn't take much convincing. I wouldn't imagine to maybe persuade them not to move on their own city.
Anyway.
And he stands there. Anyway. I don't know if he realized that he said the wrong city, but he couldn't think of what the actual city was or what happened there. But I love the anyway, because that always means he's in a...
That means that he
hit a roadblock in his head. Yeah. I urged the Israelis not to move on Haifa. And I would... Anyway.
Yeah, okay. All right. Thank you for the comment, sir.
One more time, because that's just good, clean fun right there. Fabulous.
It's not, anyway, I just...
Yeah?
Yes. Look what we did recently.
What'd you do?
When Israel was attacked.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Shut down some... So he had no idea. He had no idea that it's Rafah that he means. In the Gaza Strip, south part of Gaza, is Rafah, not Haifa.
If I'm Netanyahu, I'm mixing that in somewhere. Yeah, I recently saw where the president said we should not move on our own city, and we are in agreement.
I agree with him.
We are in agreement.
He twisted my arm, and we won't attack ourselves.
Common ground.
I promise not to attack Haifa if you guys refuse to attack Boston. How about that? We'll make that deal.
Hold
okay?
on. I'm not.
You can't go with that? All right.
No. You've got to pick a different city. That one might need to be
Cleveland. Can you not attack Cleveland?
Again, you're
no
not
promises,
giving me.
Huh? All right,
you're not giving me a lot to work with.
That's
here.
hard. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. Then we won't attack Haifa and we won't attack Jerusalem. Is that good enough?
Well, I got a twofer out of Bibi. A twofer.
Oh man! But he doesn't understand why people like Trump and can't stand him.
Yeah.
Not fun?
Yeah.
He's confused by that. Mm-hmm. He sees kids mad. It's cut 6.
I've never thought I'd see a time when I'm going through a neighborhood or a rural town in the West or something and see big signs that have a Trump sign in the middle that says F. Biden.
Yeah.
And
I can't believe he brought it up.
standing with his middle finger, 7 years old.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, I promise it happens all the time.
Good.
It's not who we are.
Yeah, it is. We're sick of your act, clown. Even the kids know.
That's incredible.
That is so good.
Does show that it gets to him, though, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Oh, keep it up. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Does that mean he also saw the Halloween costumes of the kids making fun of him?
Sniffing?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hitting trash cans. And
Hope so. I hope so. Does that make me a bad person?
No.
That I want him to feel the pain?
And I love how he tries to say, you go to these rural areas. I got news for you, Joe.
That's happening in urban areas,
rural, man.
suburban, rural, everywhere.
Happening in New York City. I think we're going to get to a little compare and contrast later. Bro, nobody likes you.
And he can't understand it because, again, he thinks he's so charming and brilliant and funny and so powerful, and you can't help but give in to his charms. No, Joe. You're so far from being charming. We can't stand the sight of you. The very sight of you sickens me.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Right?
Yeah. That's why it's so hard to go through these, man.
It
is. It's just he is nauseating and repulsive and depressing.
Yes.
And all of the above. But he's the president, so we got to let you know what's going on.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yep.
What this next clip is the next clip about Joe his mom being a year. Okay. All right. So a lot of people might see this clip and think, all right, guys, you're being a little too critical here.
Little picky.
Maybe not, because the clip right after that is interesting as well. But let's play this. Joe's mom is a year.
All right.
My mom didn't live in Scranton since she was 1954. But
The reason his mom didn't live in Scranton is because she was
1954.
I mean, it's weird for a year
weird.
to move into a town.
Yeah. Or a specific person. Like his mom is 1954.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
my mom didn't live in Scranton since she was 1954. But
Did she change, though, from 1954? Did she ever move to 1955?
That's what sucks about Scranton.
Yeah, it just
they were
stays
like, we
there.
already got a 1954.
Yeah.
You're going to have to change your year or whatever. Okay, so if you think it's weird enough that Joe's mom is a year, Joe is actually a city.
Oh, wow.
I'm Pittsburgh, and because of,
He's Pittsburgh.
I really
So
mean
his
it.
mom is 1954, and he is Pittsburgh.
If Jeffy were here, I'm Pittsburgh. You can quote me on that. Play that again. I mean, he's just plain as day.
I'm Pittsburgh, and because of
What?
That's a bumper
I
sticker.
really mean
That's
it.
a T-shirt.
And he
I'm
because
Pittsburgh, Joe Biden.
and I really mean it. He really means he is Pittsburgh.
Bro.
What? What is he trying to say there?
I don't know.
That's incredible.
I'm Pittsburgh.
It's incredible.
I'm Pittsburgh.
So his mom
Is
is
year.
1954, and he is Pittsburgh. What an interesting family.
So when a man
Loves a woman.
marries a year, you get a city. They have a baby city.
Okay.
You see?
And a fairly sizable one, you know? Pittsburgh, with a really good sandwich place in it. So I guess if you want to go to Primanti's, you gotta see Joe Biden because he is Pittsburgh, and that's where Primanti's
and so
is.
he's gonna leave the stage here in this next clip in Pittsburgh. You gotta tell the old man every time, because your last interaction with him is right before he goes on the stage, right?
Yeah.
The last thing you need to tell him is, when you're done talking,
leave.
Just pick a direction and go. Don't look for this guy. Don't look for this girl. Just go wherever you want.
We'll have somebody in every direction.
We will be there.
Yeah.
You just go wherever the hell you want, man. Oh, he is so confused every time he stops talking.
Here we go.
He looks terrified.
And so lost.
Yeah.
So vacant. You can hear this coming out of him.
Yeah.
One more time. Watch this.
Watch his face
It
immediately.
happens every
Look at this.
Every time.
Oh.
Over here?
He is
No.
terrified.
Somebody told him no. Out there? No. That's the audience.
So,
dude, go this way. It's not. Do you know your left from your right? Go to the left. Someone will be there to guide you down the stairs.
No, I'm serious, Pat.
Wow.
That's too complicated. And I'm not being facetious. Tell the man to just go somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
Just go anywhere. Don't look for the stairs. Don't go left. Don't go. You go. We'll be there, bro. You just go. But I think he runs out of words on the teleprompter, and then that's the end of his instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's on his own for that split second. Just look at his face. We don't need the whole video. Just look at the immediate look on his face right out of the gate because he gets to the end of the speech.
Because he's terrified.
Now what do I do?
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Just watch this.
All right.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Like, he does not know up from down.
Nope.
4 more years.
And again, it is literally every time.
Every time.
If it was once in a while and we were making a big deal out of it, you could say, okay, you guys are exaggerating this problem. But it's literally every time. Does that not concern the Democrats in that party?
No.
That they've got to ride with this guy?
No, because what we are showing here terrifies these people on the left less than the name Donald Trump.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And the other thing is, they're comfortable with it because somebody else is running the show.
Yeah.
But you should be considering, what if this guy can't be elected because everybody else sees it? You know, he's not going to be elected, hopefully. He's not going to be elected so that you can continue to run him and the country. You would think they'd at least be worried about that, but they don't seem to be. Maybe they've got it, so in the bag now. Maybe their corruption is such that it doesn't matter and they can overcome any deficit through cheating. Maybe that's the deal. That's frightening.
It sure is. They were just showing some video of the crowd protesting out front of where he was in Pittsburgh yesterday. And on one side of the street, you have this massive crowd, the Hamas holes, who are chanting, free Palestine. Mm-hmm. And on the other side of the street of protesters protesting his economic policies. He's like, pick your own crowd there that hates you so much, bro.
And then apparently some little kid flipped him the bird out in the country, and that set him off. That's amazing that he would talk about that. Why do people say F Biden? Why would a child flip me off?
Yeah.
I'm so wonderful.
Oh, this is classic. See this. I never thought I'd see a sign. Yeah, see, I can't hear it. There's no audio.
Yeah, play. Wait, go back to the beginning because I want to hear this from the beginning.
I've never thought I'd see a time when I'm going through a neighborhood or a rural town in the West or something to see big signs.
In the West?
That have a Trump sign in the middle that says F Biden.
Yeah.
And having a little kid standing with his middle finger, 7 years old, 8 years old.
Right.
Well, I promise it happens all the time.
Good.
It's not who we are.
And see, that's what he's trying to do there is blame it all on Trump. It's Trump's fault that's happening to him.
No, you're right. You're right.
That's why he mentioned that it's a Trump sign and that's who these people are.
Two points I'd like to make because he says it's out west. It ain't just out west, bro.
No.
And we also don't know if maybe the 7 or 8 year old he's talking about is maybe it's a preemptive thing. This kid knows the track record of Joe Biden approaching little kids. And he's just like, it has nothing to do with politics. It's like, bro, stay back, old man. Okay, so.
Also, first let me tell you about Jace Medical. During the pandemic, things were bad. But today, we're still facing some drug and medical supply shortages in the U.S. It's unconscionable. It's hard to believe, but there's over 200 drug shortages right here. Supply chain problems, manufacturing problems, but it's going to get worse before it gets any better. That's why you need the Jace case, just to be prepared. It's this handy case that comes with 5 separate antibiotics, and it treats all kinds of bacterial infections. So if you get one and you got this handy, you can get it taken care of and get back to being healthy again. Or maybe you're just out of town and it's a convenience thing. You're not near your doctor, you're not near your pharmacy, and you just pull out the Jace case and take care of, like I used to get bronchitis all the time. I'm protected by apples and oranges now. But I used to get bronchitis about every other week, it seemed like. And so, I knew that, what's it called?
Amoxicillin?
It's amoxicillin.
Did I get it?
Right?
I got something.
It's amoxicillin.
I got something right in the medical world.
And so you just start taking that and you wipe it out. It's just great to have. You can also get add-ons like ivermectin, EpiPens, really, really good. Go to jacemedical.com, enter the promo code PAT at checkout, and get a discount on your order. Promo code PAT at jacemedical.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay, so Donald Trump was at the New York bodega the other day, and apparently, I think he convinced the owner that he's the guy that needs to be voted for here.
And this is the bodega where the guy was attacked.
Yeah,
and then they tried
he fought
to
back.
Yeah, and they tried to prosecute him, and that was Alvin Bragg. Sound familiar? So this is cool, where Donald Trump shows up, and it's an event when Donald Trump shows up somewhere. Just remember that for the next couple minutes. So. New York City, not out west, Joe. New York City. Look at that, man.
Yeah. He's not wandering around like he's lost. The vacant look in his eyes.
Look at that.
Look at that. That's great.
That is...
And that's New York City.
Yeah, that's where you have... They had to prepare for this crowd, man.
Awesome. That's really something.
And what was Lee Zeldin? You sent the tweet over there, Chris, says, New York's in play. Yeah, I don't know, Lee.
I don't know about that.
Because they've all moved to Florida. That's why you lost. If you'll recall. We did the math, remember? All the people that moved out of New York during the pandemic... That, if those were red votes, Lee Zeldin would be governor right now. Right? Isn't that? Yeah, we did.
I think that's what we concluded, yeah. Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, so
Joe Biden at a similar event.
He's like,
he shows up at a convenience store.
I can do this.
Yeah.
I can watch this. I'm going to walk into a convenience store.
That was nothing. Watch my adoring... Anyway.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, look at that, huh? Oh, little kids. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Is there smelling involved here? Is he sniffing? Nope. Walks past him. How about that? Good idea.
How did he hold back?
He looks so unsteady, though. Yeah, no.
Again.
Okay, so
Donald Trump is a private citizen.
Yeah.
Walks into a bodega in New York City.
This is the president of the United States of America, the most powerful man on earth. And look at that. It's basically indifference. You're like, whatever. Yeah. Whatever, dude. Just get what you need and get the hell out, will you?
It's field trip day at the old folks' home.
Yeah.
Some guy came in here and we gave him some food. But, not only... Oh, wait.
He's going to go back.
excuse me.
Now you've just tainted their food.
Dude, I would
can't
love to tell him other side of the counter.
Yeah.
Get back.
Sorry,
No.
we have a policy here, sir. Nobody behind the counter.
And keep in mind, Trump was in a place that supposedly hates him.
Yeah.
Joe is in a state that he won. Wink, wink. All right, thank you. Now.
Okay, is this where he buys the sandwiches?
He
buys the gas station sandwiches
I think
here.
so, but
because
pause it. You got to pause this.
A few days ago, Trump went into a Chick-fil-A and bought everybody there Chick-fil-A sandwiches and milkshakes. Okay? Pretty nice. That's really cool and delicious. He is trying to replicate that and show, well, I can do that too.
Yeah.
So he buys these gas station sandwiches for people.
I mean, by the way, comparison: gas station sandwiches over Chick-fil-A. Come on, bro.
Yeah. Right.
Come on, bro.
Geez.
It's so pathetic what he's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Trump's thing was so organic and the crowd was genuine. These people are just like, oh no. Oh no, my daughter's in here. Oh no. Okay, so now right here, before you start playing this again, Joe, this is where a reporter is there, and that's probably half the crowd in this place, by the way, the reporters. She's asking him a question about steel tariffs, and will this strain your relationship with President Xi of China? Now, surprisingly, Pat, we don't get the story of him flying however many millions of miles with Xi.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh my gosh, his response makes no sense.
On the new steel tariffs, are you concerned about your new relationship with Xi Jinping?
Okay, listen.
The steel tariffs, are you concerned
Is it going to hurt your
with
relationship?
Xi Jinping,
No.
your new relationship with him?
No,
Hold on.
Why?
don't jump.
Oh, my. What the hell?
She's standing on the ground. Like she's standing on the ground.
Yeah, like parallel to him,
He's
right?
looking
Or
down. She's clearly shorter
horizontal
than him.
to him.
It's like
He's not even looking up. He's looking straight at her. Don't jump. What? Why?
it's the steel tariff issue with China going to affect your relationship with President Xi? No. Why not?
Don't jump.
No.
Why?
Don't jump.
The Secret Service guy behind him has seen this and hates
So many
it.
times. Yeah.
Just look at the face. Just pause it. The look on the. I know they're supposed to be, stoic, law enforcement, and everything, but it has nothing to do with that. It's, oh my gosh, did the dude just say, "Don't jump"? What is happening? Why did I choose this career path where I'm standing behind this geriatric fool with his diapers loaded? Oh no! That guy's questioning all of his life choices right now. Look at the look on his face. He didn't just say, "Don't jump." Oh my word!
Yeah, he did. He did. He just went there.
President of the United States.
Yeah, that's great. He's fantastic. Don't jump.
And that wasn't even the highlight of his day.
Why won't it hurt our relationship with China? Don't jump. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Okay.
Wow. So really, if you were to consider that, he's saying, go commit suicide, really? Because he's kind of telling her the opposite because she just pissed him off.
No.
I mean, if it was Trump saying this to people, CNN and MSNBC would be trying to dissect that right now and try to figure out what in the hell did he mean by that? And why did he say it? And why does he keep saying it wherever he goes? And why is he joking about suicide?
That's the headline, Pat.
Why?
That's the headline that you would see every time.
Everywhere.
Once again, Donald Trump jokes about suicide.
Yes. You'd see that. But
Don't
with
jump.
him, with him, they don't care. They don't care. He just keeps doing it. So there was more yesterday.
Yeah.
A lot more from him. And it's all bad.
He's apparently been telling this same story 3 times in the last 24 hours, I saw.
And it's quite a tale that he's weaving right now. This is amazing. We'll talk about it afterwards. But check this story out.
What story?
Is it number 12?
Back when D-Day occurred. And on Sunday, the next day, my mother's 4 brothers all went down to the recruiting station. And
Pause it.
joined the military.
Okay, there's your first problem. D-Day.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay. Back when D-Day occurred. It doesn't mean it's not D-Day. Okay, this happened in 1942. D-Day was the day we invaded Europe with our troops. Stormed the beaches. Okay, so anyway, here's more.
Every one of them volunteered. And my uncle, they called him Ambrose, Brosey, they called him Bosey. My Uncle Bosey was a hell of an athlete. They tell me when he was a kid.
Oh, right.
And he became an Army Air Corps before the Air Force came along. Right. He flew those single-engine planes as reconnaissance over war zones. He got shot down in New Guinea. And they never found the body because there used to be there were a lot of cannibals for real.
We already have.
He got eaten by cannibals.
And then my son
But he wasn't
volunteered
shot
to
down
go to
either.
Iraq for a year, and he came back with stage 4 glioblastoma.
Yeah, we
And,
got that. We got
and
Bo.
they gave, like many of you, risked your lives, and you know people who gave their lives to the country. They're heroes.
Right.
But one of the things
There we go.
as I was doing that today, I was reminded
What were you
of what
reminded?
my opponent said in Paris
Oh.
not too long ago. They asked him to go visit American grave sites. He said no, he wouldn't do it
Listen to
because
this.
they were all suckers and losers.
No, he didn't say
I'm
that.
not making that up.
Yes, you are. Yeah, you are.
Staff who was listening acknowledged it today. Suckers and losers.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
He's denied it. His
And
aides
Douglas
denied
Hirsch.
it. Everybody's denied this story except for John Kelly,
To have been the commander-in-chief for my son.
who apparently wasn't even with him, by the way, when he supposedly said this. And so the other people who were actually there have maintained that he didn't say it. And when he was asked about it, he said, what kind of animal would say something like that? So it just isn't true. There's no evidence that it ever happened except one guy, John Kelly, saying it happened. And yet he keeps reporting it. And he usually says, and I quote, it's just a made-up, complete lie. So I'm going to start making up quotes that Joe Biden said. Joe Biden said, and I quote, the U.S. Constitution is an old and decrepit document, a lot like me, that isn't worth the paper it's printed on. I hate it. And I hate American citizens who disagree with me.
I mean, it's
That's a quote.
It's believable.
That's a quote from Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. Yeah.
What kind of person would say that about the Constitution and the American people? Why is he saying that? It's just as true as what he's quoting Trump is saying.
Yeah, I mean,
it's despicable, it's got to stop.
If you try to hit me with a quote like, I'm Pittsburgh, obviously I'm not going to be able to believe you.
Right.
With that one.
Yeah. But you believe the Constitution thing because that's
what he believes.
That's what he believes.
That's
you know
exactly
he does.
what he believes.
Setting fire to the Constitution right now.
But that story, my goodness.
Yeah, the story didn't happen on D-Day, right? Okay, 1942. His uncle was not shot down. The plane did go down, but it wasn't shot down.
And his uncle, I mean, God bless him for his service, but he leaves the impression that
he was flying.
He was a passenger.
No, right. He wasn't a pilot.
I worry about you.
Yeah. And he didn't crash in a place that has cannibals, by the way. So,
are you sure about that?
In New Guinea, there were a lot of cannibals at that time. Have the cannibals moved? They moved somewhere else, I guess. They live somewhere else now. But at the time, that was like Cannibal Central. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Joe probably does. He's 200 years old. Anyway, it's just
I don't know.
One lie after another with this guy.
Yeah.
And
he gets away with it, though. And this Trump thing is so outrageous. Even Snopes really kind of explained it. I couldn't find them saying it was false or unconfirmed or whatever, but they did describe what actually happened. And even Snopes actually printed the truth on that.
That's amazing.
It's unconscionable that he keeps spouting it. And he's told it how many times now? in the last couple days? At least three
Yeah.
times that we've seen. It's probably much more than that.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets here. Paul Gerstmann tweets, I want whatever they had Joe on during the State of the Union speech.
Kidding.
Boy, yeah, because he lasted an hour with whatever they gave him. Peekapool, the leadership leading Pokemon. How do you expect someone to condemn chants of death to America in America without context? Come on, man. From Anthony Osh, it's okay to say death to America, but if someone says Robert E. Lee was a good general, the whole weight of the IRS, FBI, KGB, CIA would be brought to bear on that soul.
That's a fact.
And, well, it should, by the way.
Wait.
Eric, white privileged. Joe is Pittsburgh. He steals elections. Get it?
Oh,
Get it?
steals.
The Steelers make steal.
No, that's good.
In Pittsburgh at one time.
That is good.
Nancy's vodka soaked dentures. They told Joe he got 81 million votes, so he just assumes everyone loves him and can't wrap his head around the fact that, we don't. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been tough for him to grasp that, but we're working on it. We're trying to help him out with that. Meanwhile, Alejandro Mayorkas avoided conviction in the Senate just barely, but it was 51-48 in one vote and then 51-49 in another.
Well, hold on a second. You got to have 2/3 majority.
Oh, yeah, so it wasn't just, that's right.
And
you needed 60, and we didn't get there.
And can I just say, for all of the talk that the John Fetterman 2.0 gives us, especially on the border, he
votes the wrong way.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
He did that on Israel, too. He did it on the Israeli package last week.
Lisa Murkowski sat one of the votes out. I don't know why, though. So that's why it's 51-48 and 51-49. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't even close.
They didn't get to 60, and of course, nobody expected them to. It wasn't going to happen. But in the meantime, he was testifying again yesterday, and was it yesterday?
No, it was earlier this week. Yeah.
Okay, earlier this week. Here's what he had to say about the border.
I've never minimized the challenge that the southern border presents. I didn't minimize it when I served as a federal prosecutor.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
1989 through 2001.
So he's never minimized the crisis at the border. Huh.
The border is secure.
I'm sorry, what?
The border is secure.
And many times he denied it was a crisis. Many times he's minimized the crisis at the border. Now all of a sudden he's a border hawk. Now he's cracking down. Wow.
What was it? We have a clip here. Gosh, I got so many pieces of paper here. I can't find my show clip sheet here. We've got the thing where he said, I'm not dancing around ever. I mean, it's my testimony. That was earlier this week, too. Play that one. I don't know what clip.
It is my testimony that the border is secure, and we are working every day, day and night, to increase its security.
Don't you dare say I'm not.
They also ask why people keep cutting off the last word of these things. It is also my testimony that it's... Just let him finish the word! By all that is holy, let him finish the word! But at least he's on the job now. He's all over the border situation. It is a crisis. I guess he's admitting it's a crisis now. But that seems to conflict with everything else he said leading up to this point.
Yeah.
So,
what's the next clip?
the Russian immigrant?
No.
There's another Mayorkas clip?
Yeah, isn't there another clip of him talking about how it's a crisis?
I do understand the challenges at the border, and I certainly don't dance around them. As a matter of fact,
would you call it a crisis at the southern border?
Yes, I would. And as a matter of fact, I work every single day with the men and women in the Department of Homeland Security to only strengthen the security of our southern border as well as the northern border.
Got it. So that's earlier this week. In other words, years and months ago, he says it's completely secure.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a crisis. Well, you've been in charge. That means that you took over and it was secure. Now it's a crisis. So it's on you, obviously.
Yeah, but they have it both ways. It was also a nightmare that they inherited from Donald Trump. But he was also saying it was secure at that point. So I don't know. You can't make sense of anything these people do or say. Any of the actions that they take. None of it makes sense.
Yeah, and the correct answer is it's a crisis, as illustrated by this Russian immigrant roaming free. Savannah Hernandez, formerly of The Blaze, caught up with this immigrant and listened to... I mean, this is what's happening times 22 million.
Yes, they give me a ticket for free to Chicago. I fly tomorrow.
For free?
For free.
Why are you going to Chicago?
I try to find any work because I'm homeless immigrant from Russian Federation. Yo, my name is Mark Miriam.
You're from Russia?
Yeah.
Who gave you the ticket to go to Chicago?
Chicago, no, this special government service company, you know, they try to help new people, new immigrants who come.
You're excited to go to Chicago?
Yeah, because I want to see new city. It will be, I want to feel new.
He wants to see the world on your dime.
New atmosphere,
See
and
your
maybe
country.
try to find new contacts, new friends.
So you were in New York for 1 year, and now you got a free ticket, and now you're going to go to Chicago.
And then after Chicago, I'm going to Los Angeles because it was my first city in my life before New York.
Did you get a free ticket to go to Los Angeles as well?
Yeah, if I must.
Of course,
but
sure.
At this moment, I have like one friend in Chicago, and it's really new experience.
New experience.
New experience.
So you stayed in New York for a year, then you're going to go to Chicago, and then you want to go to LA after.
Yeah, I try to get any work to Chicago.
Good, okay.
To collect, you know, and to fly to... But maybe something happens with me in Chicago. Maybe I find good work, good friends, and I will be living in Chicago.
Maybe you stay.
So I don't know about future.
All right, well, good. I guess we should be applying for new... I'd like to go to Chicago. I'd like to go to Los Angeles on the government's dime.
That's enraging. Yeah, that's enraging.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why? We're helping these people. They've been down on their luck.
I don't know, but you need a new travel agent if they're suggesting you go hang out in Chicago, bro. By the way, while that's happening in New York City, they had a city council meeting, and some immigrants showed up there, and you had this African immigrant saying, "Hey, you know what? This food that they're giving us, this is a quote.
Is it not up to his very high and strict standards?
Yeah, she's very upset.
Hers. Okay.
Quote, the food is no good at all.
Oh, no.
You give us 2 months to stay at the shelter, and then you have to go out again with your luggage and your kids and find another place. It's very difficult."
Of course. Oh, that should not be. We shouldn't have. Nothing should be. They took the time to sneak into this country illegally. The least we can do is make it luxurious for them. That's the least we can do, and it's not. We want it convenient, and we want it to be luxurious.
I need my mortgage paid for 2 months, please.
Is there a Michelin 3-star restaurant that we can set her up at, she and her children and everybody who's with her, and just pay for that daily? Can we do that every day? At least one meal a day at a 3-star Michelin restaurant.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that is no good, and you don't like what you're being served.
Yeah.
But to quote the late Sam Kinison, move to where there's food.
Yeah. Here's what she had to... Is this... Do we have... Oh, there's... Oh,
no, I'm just
okay.
reading a quote because it was in, gibberish.
Oh.
So I thought it'd be easier to just read the quote for you there.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
She can't even take the time to speak English?
Wow. No, that's not. No, and don't you dare suggest
that she needs to
learn our language.
No, they
our
shouldn't
culture.
have to. Should not have to.
No.
Nope. We should learn their language and provide them with all the food and shelter they need for the rest of their lives. It's the least we can do.
Meanwhile, the city of Denver now pulling $8 million in funds from the police force to help take care of immigrants there. So maybe the lady in New York who doesn't like the food could move to Denver.
Maybe.
And maybe the food's better there because they've got more money available there.
I'm really concerned about the food situation for her.
You're hung up on the food for illegals, I'm seeing.
What are they being fed? I hope not MREs like that guy in the Gaza Strip last week or the week before.
Oh my goodness, can you imagine?
I can't imagine. If you have delicious food every day at your disposal. I mean, it pisses me off. And it's free. Well, it's free except for Hamas collects it, and then they charge you for it. I guess we should take care of that situation too.
As long as we're
wow
talking about immigration and the border and everything, the House of Representatives released a report yesterday that said, and we all knew this, but now you've got it. It's an official House report that China is absolutely 100% funding the fentanyl crisis, and that they give tax rebates in China. They give tax rebates and grants to companies that make certain fentanyl and synthetic drug precursors used by drug traffickers as long as they're sold outside of China. So they are they are funding the and the Chinese government holds ownership interest in several companies tied to drug trafficking. I mean, it's just good stuff. And then, of course, you had Lindsey Graham saying, Laken Riley's killer was released illegally because of overcrowding. And the only reason the guy should have been released was for a humanitarian reason. But no, we just let him go because down in El Paso at the border there where we were holding him, we had overcrowding because the border is secure.
Yeah, at least we know that. So we got that going for us. All right, let me tell you. It's just so hard to keep going, isn't it?
It's seriously, Pat, it is.
And then you consider the Congress people are all making scads of money because they do insider trading, and that seems to be legal for them. While the rest of us learned at an early age that you work hard, you really apply yourself, you maybe go and get some higher education so that you can use your diploma to better your life, work hard, save hard, and build a better life for you and your kids. And it's way easier than that. Just get elected to Congress, and you can go there as a moderately middle-class type of person and come out as a multi-millionaire.
It's American dream. It's a new American
dream. So great.
Dream.
Nobody knows how you did that. Well, in this new Blaze original, you will find out how they're doing that, how they're getting filthy rich by being in Congress making $175,000 a year. Now, that's good money, but it's not multi-millionaire money. How are they becoming so wealthy? Find out by checking out our Blaze original. Go to blazetv.com and or you could go to patoriginals.com. Patoriginals.com. Use the promo code PATOriginals and you'll get $30 off your annual subscription. $30 off at patoriginals.com.
Beware, Pat Gray is unleashed.
So we have another great Speaker of the House, thank goodness, because we got rid of that last one, and this one is just on fire right now. Isn't he?
Oh, my word.
Oh, boy.
Just from bad to worse, man.
He's pushing ahead on the foreign aid bill. Wants a weekend vote on giving aid to Ukraine and Israel. Speaker Mike Johnson told Republicans the House will vote Saturday evening on his foreign aid package for Israel and Ukraine, pushing through resistance in his own party to advance the long-stalled national security spending package for U.S. allies.
Make it stop, Pat. Make it stop.
Wish I could. His announcement came amid a crush of opposition from Republicans who are vehemently against sending more aid to Ukraine and have vented for days as congressional aides race to write the legislation that Johnson has proposed.
I don't like it at all.
It's that bill that wants to send another $60 billion to Ukraine and $14 billion more to Israel.
Oh.
And then I think was there another $3 billion for Taiwan? Seems like.
Yeah. I forgot the amount, but yeah, Taiwan's in there too.
Yeah.
It's okay. So if you don't support this, you obviously love communist China.
Yeah, you're a Putin lover. If you love him so much, why don't you marry him?
And you love terrorists in the Middle East.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. He is on thin ice, and there's just a couple quotes here. Marjorie Taylor Greene says, quote, "I don't know how much longer our members are going to tolerate the Republican speaker," end quote. And Chip Roy says, here's his quote, "I'm well past the point of giving grace here," end quote. So, yeah, there's a little bit of a rebellion on the right coming at Mike Johnson because he sucks.
Well, and there will be with the next guy, too, because they won't put the right person in.
I know.
For whatever reason, they're completely resistant to anybody who would actually do a good job. The Jim Jordans, the Thomas Masseys of the world, those guys.
Yeah, the Freedom Squad that we...
Yeah, anybody on the Freedom Squad would be way better than what we have and what we've probably ever had.
I mean, the OG Freedom Squad features 3 senators, Mike Lee, Rand Paul, 2 senators. Okay, yeah, so you get that. There's your choices.
Chip Roy.
That's your choices. Chip Roy or Thomas Massey.
Yeah.
That's all we're giving you.
Right.
We're pissed. No, you pick one of those 2.
And then we won't have to go through this.
Yeah.
Twice a year. We wouldn't have to. But for some reason, they will not do it. They absolutely refuse.
Here are the House members with an approval rating, a conservative approval rating of 95% or higher. Aaron Bean, I don't know who you are, but step up, sir, 100%. Andy Biggs, Dan Bishop, Connie Conway, Jeff Duncan. If you hear call these. If these are your reps, call them and say, "Look,
thank you.
Go and run for speaker."
Right.
Mike Flood, Myra Flores, Bob Good, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Jim Jordan, Thomas Massey, Tom McClintock, James Moylan.
These are all at 100?
Between 95 and 100. Matt Rosendale, Chip Roy, David Schweikert. So you've only got 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 Republicans that have a real conservative track record in the House.
Out of whatever the number is now.
Pick one of those.
116 or something?
Yeah, 118 now. 118. Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Think so. Republicans.
Subtract one every week.
Yeah, I know. I know. Red Pill USA explained to us what we could have gotten for our country if our tax dollars were spent here instead of Ukraine.
Oh my goodness, yes.
That's an interesting. It's an interesting little thesis to sort of explore.
Yeah.
With the $165 billion that we've given so far, wink, wink, $165 billion, please. It's over $200 billion. But with that money that we've given to Ukraine, we could have built 6 border walls to stop illegal immigrants from pouring across the border. We could have fixed Flint's water system 215 times over. We could have given every homeless vet $2 million.
Oh, no.
We could have given $50 million to every family impacted by the Maui wildfires. They don't need that because they already got $700.
Wait, and you were offering $50
million.
$50 million.
Yeah. I mean, they've already got the $700 from Joe Biden. What do you want? Greedy bastards.
Now you're just being greedy.
Yeah, right. Wow, $50 million.
And this is the money we've sent to Ukraine instead of America. Got it.
Mm-hmm. And we want to send even more. And a lot more. It's not like, okay, it's just a couple of dollars. $60 billion. Pretty significant when we're flat broke. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Hunter Biden crack connoisseur tweets. The difference is that Trump paid with his money. Oh, this is as far as buying people food in Chick-fil-A or the gas station, as Trump and Biden have done recently. The difference is that Trump paid with his money and Joe paid with our money. That is one of the differences, yes?
Yeah, and I like this over from the live chat over at blazetv.com, the rambling of a storyteller. What do you say? You can't say tweeted. You can't say post. What do you say? Posted this message? When Biden was walking into the convenience store, I think someone whispered in Biden's earpiece to move past the kids. I think you're right.
I'll bet.
That's exactly what happened.
Probably true. Do we have that again? Show that really quick, because he thought about it. He wanted to stop and start sniffing these kids.
The old man was plotting, for sure.
Because he was all aglow when he saw, oh, children.
Yeah, he lit up.
Oh,
that was the only way to get him there. Hey, there's going to be kids there.
There's going to be kids.
Flip 11. He turns around and goes, whoa! Look at that! Look at that! All right, keep moving, sir. Keep moving. Keep moving, sir. Beat it, old man.
Man. And notice that he focused on the little girl, not the little boy.
Sure.
It was straight to the little girl.
Just an old guy with a mic tweets, somebody tell Rickety Joe the little kid was telling Joe he is number one.
Oh, you're number one.
Oh,
Joe?
okay. Oh, with the middle finger.
You're number one.
Yeah, the 7 or 8-year-old kid or whatever with his middle finger. That just means you're number one. He'd probably buy that. He probably would. Jimmy Dimples, wonder what would happen if someone did jump when Biden said don't. Yeah, they'd excuse it some. Well, he tried to tell him not to. Carol remarks, do they never show Mayorkas the multiple videos out there of the border actually not being secure? Hee-haw the Viking, has anyone asked Mayorkas when he's going to start deporting some of the millions that are here?
Mm-hmm.
And from Sarah the Roma, I'll barely get anything from unemployment after my recent job loss, but illegals are getting our taxpayer dollars for housing, food, phones, etc. So glad I pay into the system. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And KJP's blinker fluid has an account now, so that's good. The Democrats have a different crisis at the border. They're worried that they won't get enough new voters across the border before November. That could be a problem, yeah. That could be a problem for them. Before we get into the meat of what else is going on today, I want to show you this really cool video. Boston Dynamics has a new, humanoid robot, and the way it moves is pretty amazing. Tell me if you're excited about this or not, because watch what this guy can do. There it is, just laying on the floor, taking a nap.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, and it's up. And now straightens itself out, spins around. All the body parts spin around like that.
I don't like it.
And now he's just going to go back the other way by spinning around again. And off he goes. Look at that. Is that good or not so good? And I don't know if somebody has to, like a remote control device, has to make it do all that, or if you can just tell it, hey, get up, turn around, walk off. I don't know. I don't know how much goes into how they're controlling it. But
remember when they first
it's getting scary, isn't
it? They made the iPhone, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't know that we needed a cell phone like that in our lives.
Now we can't imagine how life ever existed without it.
That right there?
Yeah.
I'm not going to get there. I'm not gonna get to the point where I'm like, wow, I'm so glad we have these humanoid robots that can kill us in 5 seconds if they decide, yep, time for you to go, human. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get there with these guys.
That's really something. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah. I don't need Rosie. I'll wash my own dishes.
Oh, no, I need a Rosie.
No.
I need a Rosie.
No.
And the thing is, they will have superhuman strength. They can lift things that, you can't otherwise lift. They save on your back problems. I mean, the amount of work they could handle for us.
Can they mow my yard?
Yes.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Yeah, now how do you feel?
Yeah.
Yes. Of course.
Wash your car.
Uh-huh.
Clear the gutters.
Uh-huh.
Clear the gutters?
Yeah.
Can they trim the hedges? Because I cut my fingers off when I try.
With perfection.
Yeah. They'll probably come with built-in hand saws so they can do all that kind of stuff.
Just take them off before you go to sleep.
Then, of course, they can decapitate you right after they're done trimming the hedges if they feel like it.
Yeah, see, you had me.
There might be a downside there.
I was this close, and then you reminded me.
Yeah. Decapitation.
They know where you sleep.
They can do your Christmas lights.
They can do my Christmas lights.
Yes.
Right?
Okay, now I'm...
If they can do that, I would love that.
Okay, I'm getting back on board now.
Yeah, I'm
Christmas
on that.
lights.
I'm on it.
Now, when they mow the yard, will they edge it the way I like it?
With perfection. They'll use math and angles.
How hard is it to program them to do this stuff?
It's just a click of a button. Mow the yard.
I mean, that's what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
We're going to drift in there, and we're going to be like, you know what? Look at all this free time I have to sit on my butt and watch Netflix.
Please, we'll do just about anything for convenience.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Well, we already have a thing that cuts your grass automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have that.
A yard Roomba?
Yeah, yard Roomba. Yeah.
Okay.
We already have one of those.
Are there yard Roombas?
Yeah.
They're like $300.
Really?
Trust me, I look for it.
No, I've never seen that.
Yeah,
do they do a
cool.
good job, though? I mean,
I don't know.
Or does it look like a haircut?
Probably like the actual Roomba in your house. It's bumping all over the place, and it misses just every speck of dust and goes somewhere
else. Every dust bunny's still there.
Remember that story we read about the guy who it didn't recognize the dog poop and smeared it all over the house?
Oh,
that's happened to me twice.
Has it really?
Why do you have it then?
And you still use it?
Yeah.
I think I'm more mad at your dogs than I am at the Roomba at that
He got
point.
out. He got out of the kennel and thought it was
a toilet. Thought your house was a toilet.
Yep.
Can I just real quick aside here? Matilda, the small dog of the two that we have, apparently there's been 2 occasions that she's had to pee and no one's been home to let her out, and somehow she is the dumbest animal ever. However, she has figured out that, you know what? Ezra leaves his shower door open. She's peed twice.
In the shower?
In his shower.
Oh, that's ideal.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know it is.
Oh, that's great.
And we're like, how
That's
is this
awesome.
little
That's awesome.
thing that only knows how to cuddle and eat have the
Figured
smarts
out,
to go
you
into
know what? I'm going to go where there's a drain. They don't have to clean up a mess, and it doesn't stain the carpeting. So I'm going to go right there. Wow, that's
She sees, you guys
awesome.
go to the bathroom. So she's like, let me figure this out. They all go in there.
We just haven't figured it out.
She's
It's
smarter
weird.
than you think.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. The Air Force Secretary plans to ride in an AI-operated F-16 fighter this spring. This spring. Now, I read an article about this a few months ago. I don't remember all the details, but apparently the AI-operated planes are going to be so incredibly advanced that they're going to make actual human pilots completely obsolete. Although pilots say, of course, that there's things, they're never going to be able to do, that they don't have human intuition. They won't know certain things when it. But the advocates say, oh, yeah, they'll learn. They'll learn all that stuff.
They'll learn.
And they'll be able to do it so much faster than a human. So anyway, Frank Kindle, who's the Air Force Secretary, told members of the Senate that he plans to ride in the cockpit of one operated by AI to experience the technology, because he says that's the future. Spoke before the U.S. Senate Appropriations Committee's defense panel on Tuesday, where he spoke about the future of air warfare before being dependent on autonomously operated drones. In fact, the Air Force Secretary is pushing to get over 1,000 of the AI-operated drones and plans to let one of them take him into the air later this spring. Wow. Interesting. Hope that works out for him. Yeah. The aircraft he plans to board will be an F-16, which was converted for drone flight. There will be a pilot with me who will just be watching, as I will be, as the autonomous technology works. Hopefully, neither he nor I will be needed to fly the airplane. Last month, the Pentagon said it was looking to develop new artificial intelligence-guided planes, offering 2 contracts for several private companies to compete against each other to get those contracts.
Okay.
Pretty interesting.
All right. I mean,
we'll see.
I guess. Okay.
Like everything else.
Just I don't want these AI Okay, so this is how they're going to sell us. Hey, you don't want your American airmen to be shot down over fill in the blank. Let's send over the AI planes.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, why is the AI plane doing a U-turn and coming back over New York City? What?
Yeah, that's kind of the problem.
Especially if that's the future of warfare, and China knows the future of warfare is through ones and zeros. You don't think they're going to hijack those planes?
You bet they are.
And send them back over to America?
Yeah, can they be hacked? Everything can be hacked, right? I mean, I don't know if there's anything completely 100% hack proof. All right. The NPR reporter Yuri Berliner, who wrote that article about NPR and how biased they are and that no Republicans work there and it's all completely woke and progressive. Now, he says that's different than it used to be. Yes, it's always leaned liberal. I mean, come on, man. There's some naivety in there, but he got suspended for writing the article anyway. Now he's resigned. He just resigned. They suspended him for 5 days without pay because he spoke his mind. And now he said, yeah, okay, I'm done. I'm resigning from NPR, a great American institution where I've worked for 25 years. I don't support calls to defund NPR. Yeah, I do. I respect the integrity of my colleagues and wish for NPR to thrive and do important journalism. But I cannot work in a newsroom where I'm disparaged by a new CEO whose divisive views confirm the very problems at NPR I cite in my free press essay. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, this NPR CEO was talking about truth.
This is a good clip.
Check. Is this the TED Talks?
TED Talk clip, yeah.
Check this out.
The hard things, the places where we are prone to disagreement, say politics and religion. Well, as it turns out, not only does Wikipedia's model work there, it actually works really well. Because in our normal lives, these contentious conversations tend to erupt over disagreement about what the truth actually is.
Listen carefully.
But the people who write these articles, they're not focused on the truth.
Oh.
They're focused on something else.
What?
Which is the best of what we can know right now. And after 7 years of working with these brilliant folks, I've come to believe that they are onto something. That perhaps for our most tricky disagreements, seeking the truth and seeking to convince others of the truth might not be the right place to start. In fact, our reverence for the truth might be a distraction that's getting in the way of finding common ground and getting things done. Now, that is not to say that the truth doesn't exist. Nor is it to say that the truth isn't important. Clearly, the search for the truth has led us to do great things, to learn great things. But I think if I were to really ask you to think about this, one of the things that we could all acknowledge is that part of the reason we have such glorious chronicles to the human experience in all forms of culture is because we acknowledge there are many different truths. And so in the spirit of that, I'm certain that the truth exists for you.
There's
and
only
probably for the person sitting next to you.
Truth.
But this may not be the same truth.
Wow, these people are dangerous.
This is because the truth of the matter is very often, for many people, what happens when we merge facts about the world with our beliefs about the world. So we all have different truths. They're based on things like where we come from, how we were raised, and how other people perceive us.
Wow, that's evil. They're just evil by trying to create this mistaken belief that really truth doesn't exist. It's truth-ish. You know, it's mixed with your opinion because I might not know about your background, but the truth is sort of altered by your background. Truth is truth. I don't care where you come from. There is only truth, and then there's opinions.
Yeah, and you just said that people like that are dangerous. Right?
Yeah.
But at least she's not in a high position.
Yeah, right.
Controlling
to really
public
influence
opinion.
people.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not like
the good thing.
Doesn't run something like that.
And fortunately, she's not receiving hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars in order to do that. Wow, that's chilling, isn't it?
Sure is.
Absolutely chilling.
That's just as chilling as that humanoid you just played the video of.
More so, I think. More so. All right. If you're trying to buy or sell a home right now, or you're doing both because you're relocating, you might have discovered that this is a real big undertaking. It's probably the biggest investment you make in your life. And it turns out to be a bit stressful. Almost nothing about getting a house ready to put on the market is easy if you're doing it the right way. And the right way is to go to real estate agents I trust and find a great realtor who knows the market. Like our realtor. We were going to do all kinds of things to the house, and she convinced us to, yes, you need to do some of these things, but don't do others. Like, for instance, we changed the countertops. Do we have a... Let me show you the way the countertops used to look.
Okay.
And I think that's... Yeah, okay.
What is that?
So we still have them outside. We were going to change these too. And she said, no, don't. You won't get your money out of that. Just leave it outside. And so we did. And now this is these are the inside, the brand new countertops.
Look at that, man.
Yeah. And then you see that our construction was going on at the time. But yeah. And then was there another one?
You sent in 3? Right?
Okay. Yeah. That was all. Was that all 3? But anyway, she convinced us where, she could have made more money probably by telling us, you needed to replace everything. and the flooring, and you need to remodel the bathroom. Don't just replace the countertops. But she didn't. She made these suggestions because she was honest with us and said that you'll get plenty doing it this way. It's not worth spending $100,000 on your bathroom. Thank you for that. Because I probably wasn't going to do that anyway, but I'm really glad you gave me that assurance. I appreciate that. Real estate agents I trust. Find somebody you can trust. Find somebody who's done a great job for others. Find somebody who knows what people are looking for when they're shopping for your house. And that way, you can cater to that and get your house sold quickly and for the most amount of money. realestateagentsitrust.com.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome, 888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Pathead Christie sent us a video of a tree that she and her husband were planting the other day. Apparently, this is a little creepy.
It's creepy. Yeah, I don't know. You tell me what you think of this.
Check this out.
Watch the root.
Honey, come here. Look at this.
Look at that root. Look at it.
It's moving.
Yeah, like a freaking worm or something.
Yeah.
What's going on there? I don't like it.
Searching for water?
I don't like it.
Yes.
I don't care what it's doing.
Happens all the time.
I don't like it, Pat.
Every day there's...
You know what? Do that underground.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. That's creepy.
Creepy.
Little root.
Scary. What is going on? Is the tree alive or something?
I tell you, man, that what is it called? Fantastic Fungi, something like that. There's like a documentary. And mushrooms are smart. I tell you.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They communicate underground for long distances. You don't have no idea what's
fungus
going on
does?
Underneath our...
No, I guess I don't.
Under our feet.
I'm not familiar with the fungus situation.
I mean, it's a cool documentary. Like, the first half is how amazing mushrooms are and how they communicate and stuff. And then the second half of it is just kind of... It's like a PSA to get high off of mushrooms and
oh, really?
Stuff. Yeah.
Those kind of mushrooms.
Yeah. But it's interesting.
Right. Yeah, interesting. Documentary, though, that you watched, apparently. That's interesting.
Yeah, write that down.
How about that?
That's the only
Keith watched a documentary on fungus. Somehow I missed that one. All right.
Yeah. Yay me.
I watched another documentary yesterday, the one about OJ. What's the name of that? ESPN did it.
The new one? Is it more recent?
No, I think it's several years old. And yeah, it was done well before he died. So it's fascinating to go back down that road again and see just how awful he was.
Oh, gosh.
Just the wife beating stuff with Nicole. It's just so horrible. And I mean, apparently behind closed doors, he was a completely different guy. It's just sad. And one of the surprising aspects of it was that Jeffrey Toobin was featured prominently in it.
Was his pants on?
His pants were surprisingly on in this particular episode. I haven't watched the entire... I think there's 5 episodes.
Okay.
So I'm not all the way through. So maybe he takes his pants off in one of them. But he hasn't yet.
Episode 4 starts up and Pat sees a TVMA in the upper corner. What is...
Wait.
Oh, what? Okay. I see where this is
Toobin's
going.
in it. No wonder.
I just read an article about a guy who said that OJ hired 4 mobsters. I'd never heard this.
Oh, to get his memorabilia back?
No.
No?
That killed Nicole.
Oh, what?
And like he was just there to watch.
What?
Yeah. Oh, and he talks about how the guy's still alive, and I can't divulge, but he said the guy said this mobster had me on my knees with my legs crossed, gun to my head, saying he would kill my family if I ever said it or something. I guess he hates his family now. I don't know. But now that OJ's dead, maybe that makes it okay. But he said, yeah, OJ was there because he paid.
But he didn't do it?
That's what this guy was saying, yeah.
That's hard to believe. I think he did it. I think
anybody with half a brain, tree looking for water knows OJ did it.
Yes, exactly right. But Toobin, unfortunately, was this yesterday when he tweeted out?
Oh, a few
what
days
a
ago.
disgrace Clarence Thomas is.
During the J6 Supreme Court hearing, yes.
Yeah. So he tweets out something about Jeffrey Toobin being a disgrace.
Jeffrey Toobin said Clarence Thomas is a disgrace.
Yes. Toobin said Clarence Thomas was a disgrace.
Should be recused from that.
Which was noticed by Megyn Kelly. And so Megyn Kelly had a nice little response for Jeffrey. She responded, "Hi, Toobin. FYI, you waived your right to use the term disgraced about other lawyers when you took your unit out of your pants and pleasured yourself in front of your colleagues." It's not the wording that she uses. It's a little bit stronger than that.
A little stronger, yeah.
Really tore him limb from limb. Mike Davis of the Article 3 Project tweeted out, "Has anyone reported this murder yet?"
Honestly, at that point, if you're Jeffrey Toobin,
murdered him.
You have to delete your Twitter account.
Yeah.
And go home.
You really do, right?
Bro.
How do you ever recover from that? You can't. You can't. And I don't think, did he try to say anything back to her?
I don't think he did. He probably blocked her or something.
Last I heard, he just kind of skulked off into the wilderness again, which is where he should be. I mean, what possessed you to think you can now start calling other people a disgrace?
Right.
When you did what you did? You might want to just, sit this one out.
Sit everything out, bro.
Sit like all of them out.
He's so bad. Good times.
But then, of course, bam, there he was on a documentary from a few years ago. Apparently, he was prominent in the whole investigation with the defense lawyers. He's the one, supposedly, who discovered the Mark Furman stuff and turned OJ's lawyers onto that. It's kind of the way it's presented anyway in the documentary.
Interesting.
Yeah, fascinating. All right, 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Well, evil has taken so many forms in this country. One form it's taken is an 81-year-old man that resides at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. We've talked about that form of evil for a while now. I'm serious. What he is doing lately with this Trump lie about the Marines in Normandy. Just outrageous. This is just outrageous. And that's not the only evil that's happening. It's also happening to our kids in our country every day under the guise of medical care. Got a commercial that has just come out from Boston Children's Hospital. Watch this.
Penile inversion vaginoplasty is the full name of vaginoplasty. In this procedure, the surgical team is creating the outer and the inner vagina. Okay. The reason it's called penile inversion vaginoplasty because we use the penile skin and the scrotal skin in order to
listen to how matter of fact. Yeah.
By
do
doing
this every
so,
day.
we
Bring your kids in, we'll cut on them, and ruin their lives forever. It's cool.
Slice them up nicely, dice them.
Things the way they were supposed to be for that.
The way they were supposed to be.
Because who made the mistake there? Is the implication God made the mistake? And that's just not possible. Okay, so wow. Man, oh man. I can't believe what's happening right now. And then you can meet Max, who is a girl who wants to be a boy. Watch this.
Realized that you were a boy?
Just thought I was a boy my whole life.
What are you going to do tomorrow?
Going to the doctors to see if I need hormone blockers.
Max, why is it so important that you get the hormone blockers?
So I don't go through girls' puberty. I don't want that to happen.
Has Max started to talk about puberty at all?
He knows about puberty, about female puberty. He started to have some breast growth last year, and he actually was using Band-Aids to try to cover himself up. He's 8. you know?
Oh my gosh.
And in general,
This is
how do you
child
feel about
abuse.
hormone blockers?
This is child abuse.
I'm nervous about it a little bit just because I always like to know a little bit more about medical intervention, anytime we're introducing chemicals into bodies.
Then as the dad,
weren't there
stop it, you
naturally. I'm
freak.
just kind of
Oh,
a
man.
little bit worried about it, so that's on my mind.
Oh, a little bit. He's a little bit worried about it. Huh. Stopping the biological process that worries you a little
It's
bit?
a hormone that will block the progression of puberty.
Oh,
What are the
good.
adverse
Okay.
effects
The kid is a
of
guinea
getting hormone
pig. These
blockers
people
when you're,
don't care that they're
Max's
ruining
age?
his life.
We have concerns about primarily bone health because the sex
uh-huh.
steroids, estrogen, and testosterone really do help build those bones to be nice and strong.
Sure.
Another
Don't
one
F
is
with 'em,
really
man.
kind of the psychosocial development. Our brains are supposed to be, exposed to estrogen and testosterone. If you're not getting your sex steroids, do you still go through that? And how important is that
They have no idea.
in gender identification?
They have no idea. They don't care.
We don't
Do you
know.
want to see what it looks like?
Don't care.
We don't know. We're going to just see
See
what
this
it
little
looks like.
thing?
Whatever.
Okay. This
Don't worry about it.
is the histrelin implant.
Are you gonna put it in my skin as a shot?
It actually goes right about here. This is what
Uh-huh.
it feels like when it's inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
So
Well, this isn't real skin, right?
That's
you
fine.
won't be clammy like this, but do you feel how you can feel it in there?
worry about you. If Max changes his mind at any point,
Yeah.
we can release the blockade.
Okay.
And we know from lots of papers, lots of experience, that he will go into puberty on his own.
And it'll be
female
fine.
puberty.
It'll be fine. Just like we never tried to block it at all. Everything's going to be wonderful. Yeah.
So we'll get our consents. We'll get him right in. Max, just so you know, this is going to be very quick.
Are we doing it?
We're doing it.
Green light. Ready to go for a ride?
8 years old. 8.
All you have to do.
Wow.
Give him a smooch.
It's unbelievable.
We'll see you in a couple minutes, bud.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what we're going to do is put a suprilin implant in Max's left arm.
Go ahead and
Typically,
stop
these
nature.
implants are functional for between 14 and 18 months. Given his age, he's likely to need the implant replaced at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, so we put the implant into this introducer.
Into the introducer.
And we just slip it right in.
Just slip it right in.
That was so quick.
Easy
the
as
whole
you
thing
please.
took 10, maybe
Yeah,
15
we only
minutes.
effed up his life and took 10 minutes.
15 minutes just to block nature and not allow it to run its course. So that's great. It was only a 10-minute thing.
I in my world,
Uh-huh.
every person involved with that is in prison.
Kid's 8. You're going to start that at 8 years old? Does he really, she, whatever, is really ready to make, is mature enough, wise enough to make that decision at 8 years old?
And the life of regret that awaits.
Oh, man.
Just make a suggestion to anybody in that room that you're going to let Max ride his bike around the circle without a helmet on.
Oh, yeah.
And see how they
right.
react.
They'd be arrested for that.
Yeah, we're going to just run down to the Kroger, but don't put your seatbelt on. We're going to wing it here. Whoa! Whoa!
We're going to let him play on the monkey bars at the park while I'm sitting over near the picnic area. You'll be arrested for that because you're too far away from your child.
I'm going to let Max ride the subway
gosh.
2 stops down to his school by himself.
Oh, my. I mean, I can't believe what's going on here. And these parents are like, and the dad, well, I'm a little concerned about it. You're a little concerned about it? Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations to have any kind of concern there at all. That's great. Good for you, Dad.
I want to check in with Max in about 10 years.
Yeah.
See how we're doing.
Yep.
Mentally, physically.
Mm-hmm.
See if you're happy that at 8 years old you were allowed to go to a children's hospital. This is the place that held that girl captive from her parents, right? About 10 years ago?
Boston's Children. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. That's the first thing I thought of when I heard the name of the place.
Yeah, they're cutting edge there.
Yeah. Wasn't it they wanted to... What was it they wanted? They were trying to take custody away from the parents or something there.
I'd have to refresh my memory on that.
Also, a federal judge, a federal appeals court So 3 judges struck down a West Virginia law protecting the fairness of athletics in school in West Virginia. In 2021, Virginia had passed the Save Women's Sports Act. They were one of the first states in the U.S. to protect fairness in sports, to protect girls from boys participating in their sport. The law required that every student athlete must participate on the team or the event congruent with their biological sex, as indicated on the athlete's original birth certificate issued at the time of birth. The law does not ban transgender identifying students from participating in sports altogether. It just bans biological boys from playing on teams with biological girls, and vice versa. It's an important distinction. Well, Tuesday, the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled 2-1 that the law violates Title IX rights of Becky Pepper Jackson, who is a biological boy who identifies now as a girl. The court ruled the question before us is whether the act may lawfully be applied to prevent a 13-year-old transgender girl who takes puberty-blocking medication and has publicly identified as a girl since the 3rd grade from participating in her school's cross-country and track teams. We hold it cannot. Pepper Jackson and the ACLU, which represents Pepper Jackson, have been litigating the law for years. The ruling is a big win for them. But the ruling is also narrow because the circumstances of the case are unique. Pepper Jackson's been living as a girl for more than half of their life. And that includes years of taking puberty blockers and even having the sex on his birth certificate changed. Jeez. Whether the court would have ruled differently in the case of a student athlete who only recently began identifying as transgender is unknown. Still, Judge Stephen Agee wrote a scathing dissent of the majority opinion. The majority's determination that transgender girls are similarly situated to biological girls, regardless of any potential advantage, and therefore that separating sports teams by biological sex is discrimination against transgender girls, has far-reaching implications under Title IX. In short, it means that states cannot exclude transgender girls from biological girls' sports teams, even when the transgender girls have gone through puberty, and it is even clearer that they have a significant physiological advantage over biological girls. And allowing transgender girls, regardless of any advantage, as participants in biological girl sports turns Title IX on its head and reverses the monumental work Title IX has done to promote girl sports from the inception. That's for sure. I can't believe they ruled that this is supporting Title IX when it's doing the opposite. Mm-hmm. It is destroying girls' sports.
Bizarro world, man.
It is. It's just...
Now, this article that I'm glancing at here while you were reading that, I mean, this is nearly 3 years old. But as of August of 2021, 15 states allow people to use the gender-neutral X on their birth certificates when a baby is born. In other words, the parents could just say, I don't know, we'll figure it out later. That was 15 states. That was 3 years ago. So who knows how many states that's up to now, which throws a curveball into a law that says, well, whatever they're assigned at birth, well, they were assigned an X at birth, and they've been raised by freaks. So I don't know what sport she's going to play, he's going to play. God, I swear.
Unreal.
It is madness everywhere.
That's incredible. Jeez. Also... Speaking of madness.
Oh, no, more madness.
How long have we talked about that manifesto from the transgender person that shot up that Nashville school and killed 6 people? I think it was 3 kids, right? 6 and 7-year-olds and 3 adults. And didn't a judge rule a few months ago that the manifesto was supposed to be released?
Yeah.
They still haven't done it. And Nashville police are claiming it's an ongoing investigation and they can't release it. It's still ongoing over a year later? In what way is this ongoing? Though she's dead. What are you investigating?
So the Nashville police said that?
Yeah.
So
ongoing investigation, we can't release the manifesto.
Yeah, you'll recall that
some of it did come out.
Information was coming out right after the shooting, and then the FBI took over, and that's when this thing ground to a halt. So I think they're probably just a mouthpiece for the FBI at this point.
I think so too. Yeah. And we'll probably never find out. I mean, it was ugly, and it was bitter, and it was hateful, and it was against, cisgendered people and Christians. And so they don't want that coming out because, that would be hateful. And there's no transgender person that's hateful. Transgender people are all perfection personified, right? So we can't cast any aspersions on them, right? That would be wrong.
Right.
So yeah, we'll probably never get it. And there's a California bill to keep homeless encampments away from schools, and that just failed, fortunately, because, man, you want those homeless encampments right on school grounds. If you're like me, I
go out for recess.
Yeah, you got the homeless people right there to play, kickball and stuff with you. Yeah,
sometimes it's tough filling out a team.
Right, yeah. But now you're going to have all these homeless people around.
Go grab a couple of hobos and we'll have a full team over here, full squad.
If you want to play a little baseball, you don't have 9 people, go to a homeless encampment and invite them to play.
I like this.
Yeah, it's really good. The bill would have banned homeless encampments near sensitive sites like schools when local shelter space is available. Would have also banned them on sidewalks, and that failed in committee. They threw it out. Because, not just schools, but you should be able to set up a homeless encampment anywhere you want. Right in front of City Hall if you want to.
Oh, that's
right in front of businesses if you want to. Just set it up and enjoy your life in the tent right there in front of my Chick-fil-A. I don't mind that. That's great.
Hold on. No, I was with you with City Hall.
Yeah, but not Chick-fil-A?
I didn't even care about the schools.
Huh.
You start blocking the entrance to a Chick-fil-A.
Now that's a step too far.
And they're already busy as it is.
Yeah, that's true.
You put a homeless camp right there.
That is true. Jeez. I mean, is there anything California can get right? No wonder people are flooding out of that state faster than you can whistle Dixie. Except, why would you whistle Dixie? That would be incredibly racist.
What?
It would be horrible. You'd be a bad person who should go to prison if you did that.
If I could whistle while I was laughing, I would do that right now.
Would you? Okay.
You got me laughing, so screw you. Now you're not going to get it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, this has been...
What a world.
This has been I was going to say this has been a day.
Yeah.
But it's been a week.
Been a week, been a year.
It's been about 3 years of
non-stop
4 years.
insanity.
Yeah, 4 years.
Seriously. Insanity.
It was bad, and now it's just insane. You're right.
Let me take a minute and tell you about something that is sane, and that's Fast Growing Trees. It's the biggest online nursery in the United States. They have more than 10,000 different kinds of plants and over 2 million happy customers here in the U.S. They've got everything you could possibly want. They have fruit trees and palm trees, evergreens, house plants, so much more. And like they did with me, they'll help you decide what's best for your climate, too, for your environment. And the kind of space that you have, where you want the plant to go. These are the experts, and you're going to forever have their advice once you buy from them. They make it really easy to order online. Your plants are shipped directly to your door in 1 or 2 days. And along with their 30-day Alive and Thrive guarantee, they offer free plant consultation, as I just mentioned, virtually forever. This spring, they have the best deals online, too. Up to half off on select plants and other deals. And listeners to this show get an additional 15% off their first purchase when you use the code PAT at checkout. An additional 15% off at fastgrowingtrees.com, promo code PAT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Joe Robinette Biden. Do you know that he's only taken something slightly over 200 separate acts against oil and drilling for oil and keeping us in energy production? There's only been like over 200 instances where he has hindered oil exploration and drilling. So I don't want to hear it from you people that think that he's behind the gas prices going up at the pump because, man, I mean, he's done everything he can to bring down that price, you know. And the strategic oil reserve, which has been pilfered, I guess you could say. It's been drained. I don't know. We're down about half or more on the strategic oil reserve, which is supposed to be there in case of war. You know, something really bad happens, and we need to gas up our military to keep it going. We're not going to have that reserve there anymore. So we got that going for us. And I'm so grateful that this guy's in office to make all this happen for us. Aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
He is so good.
That's the word. Good.
And they just raised the cost on drilling and mining on public land, too. So he just keeps doing it.
Add to that other story.
Yeah. On Friday, they made it more expensive for fossil fuel companies to pull oil, gas, and coal from public lands.
Thank goodness.
Raising royalty rates because they're not paying enough. You know, the energy companies.
Good.
They make money, and we don't want them to do that.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. Do you know that their profit margin is sometimes 9%? Yeah. That's way too much. Way too much.
So do you like the planet?
I do.
Then you need to
enjoy the planet.
Appreciate what the old man's doing.
Right, you're right.
Okay.
Government also increased more than tenfold the amount of the bonds that companies must secure before they start drilling. But they're doing everything they can to allow drilling. I mean, they've opened everything up. Everything's full bore right now. What are you complaining about?
Mm-hmm.
The new rules are among a series of environmental regulations that are being pushed as Biden, in the last year of his term in the White House, seeks to cement policies designed to protect public lands.
It better be his last year in office.
Oh, my gosh, I hope so.
By the way, the Scottish government expected to ditch its target of reducing greenhouse gas emissions. They had planned to do this by 75% by the year 2030.
Wait, reduce emission by 75%?
Yeah, by 2030. And then they were just like, that's going to be kind of tough. Maybe.
Do they think? No, really?
Maybe. They wanted to be net zero by 2045. That's still going to be Scotland's goal.
Wow.
But the 75% by 2030, they're just like,
wow.
Yeah, we're going to just not
So now
do
they're
that.
saying, we've got to have more time.
Yeah, there you
Is that
go.
what they're saying?
That's exactly what they're saying.
Got to have more time. Got to have at least 5 more years. Okay.
Wow.
So I hope they make it.
Britain wants to get to 68%, cut by 68% by 2030.
When?
Now that one I think is still on the table.
68%?
Y'all know that's like just around the corner.
Yeah.
Well, if we...
That's 6 years from now. Morons, that can't happen. I love these unrealistic goals they set for
They're
themselves.
fun, though.
They are fun. Yeah. And you just watch every one of them go by the wayside. Even the stupid Paris Agreement, which wasn't even, carved in stone or anything. Nobody was really held to it. But nobody abided by it except us.
I go back to the original question I just asked you. Do you like the Earth?
Yes, I do. I'm going to give you the same answer. I do.
It's
the only one I have, and so yes, I do.
Feels like you don't. This is fun. This is a fun story.
They're also going to turn off the lights on Reunion Tower.
Yeah, that's that.
They're going to turn them off.
Building.
Yeah, that cool building downtown.
Yeah, the little circle deal.
Yeah, right there.
Neat.
Right there.
Okay.
With the ball on top.
Yeah, the ball on top.
Have you ever been to the top of that? It's fun.
I have not. Is it?
It's kind of
What's up there?
Fun.
A restaurant or something?
Yeah.
How much it costs? How much you dropping if you're going to eat at Reunion Tower?
Probably depends on what you order, but
a salad.
I think we got out of there for 100 some for people. That were eating there.
For people that were eating there. This is a weird story you're telling. What's wrong with it? Wait, for people that were eating there.
There were 2 people, 2 of us. One was me.
Okay.
And the other was the woman I was with. Happened to be my wife.
It
happened to be my wife.
I didn't know what the story was. I'm like, bro, I was just trying to have a conversation about
You thought you got me somewhere, didn't you?
Sure did.
You thought you got me.
We sure did.
Go ahead and ask her next time you see her if she's ever been to Reunion Tower with me.
So yeah, it was with some guy. And then I think Pat went the next week with some woman. Anyway, so they're turning off the lights. I got to hear
the
why.
lights off.
Tell us why they're turning off the lights of this stupid building.
Well, they're participating in an initiative with the Texas Conservation Alliance to help protect migrating birds.
All right, we've been through this.
The birds are so stupid, they keep smashing into Reunion Tower.
Do they think they're... What does the story say? Something about like they follow moon. They think it's the moon or something stupid.
Think it's the moon.
What does it say? What does it say?
The moon is
like, are they landing on the moon?
250,000 miles from here, you dumb birds.
We've been through
this. It can't
this.
be the moon right here. What are you, dumb?
We've been through this with the turtles, right? At the sea. If a turtle thinks your porch light is a moon...
then they don't deserve to live.
I thought you guys subscribed to Darwin's theory.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Survival of the fittest.
Turtle, bird, if you're that idiotic, we don't want you.
It's extinction of the unfittest. From April 11th to 12th. That's already happened then.
Yeah, it started last week. Yeah.
Okay.
So
to May 12th. So last week till May 12th, the lights will be at 50% output from dusk until 11.
Hold on, they're like,
and then completely dark after that.
Why is the moon dim? I don't know. Keep flying. What a stupid we are just stupid with animals and
we are
eco bullcrap.
We are.
Wow. Plus, it's an ugly building. Leave the lights off. Please leave them off.
All right. 888-900-3393. Use that number tomorrow. We'll see you to finish off the week.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.